All right, we're live. Welcome to day 59 for me on my journey. And yeah, today I wanted to talk to you about something a little bit deeper about like kind of like where I really was at. We were trying to have kids, and I can remember being like so grateful like to be a mom and to have our babies and everything like that. And I had this like guilt because I was so grateful for my kids, but, like, during that transition of, like, motherhood, like, I kinda lost like, I didn't know who I was, and I can remember it was it was a season in my life where it was, like, ultra happy and ultra like, some darkness around there, like, some dark times as well. Like, I can remember even having, like, really, really deep, dark thoughts and feeling very lost and feeling very alone, and you can feel alone even when you're surrounded by people if you're just being superficial and you're not connecting on a deeper level. Like, I can remember it was a time when my mental health was really in the toilet. We had our 2 babies. I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life or myself, and, even looking back at, like, all my jobs that I've ever done, I was always looking for, like, that greater thing. And even in the careers I have picked, like, nursing was a big one of them, and I loved it because it filled that void, that need of like serving people and helping people and making people feel good and being with them at like their most vulnerable time and making them feel good. The only thing is like when I didn't have enough to like fill my cup up. It was taking from my life so much because I had to like work so much and I didn't have time and space for me, and I couldn't envision how I was going to grow a family or even be in it. So like there's like pieces of it when I was trying to find myself, and I've always felt like I've never like fit in a box or kind of like didn't really belong. And I think it was just being a gay woman and not very many people were out and feeling safe and all these things. Like there's big aspects of my life where I actually felt so lost and I just didn't know. And through when you're lost like that, like this is why it speaks so much to me because there was a point in my life where I was like so lost and my mental health was so bad in the toilet, and I had my 2 kids and I was having like these dark thoughts, and I was even asking my wife to like, "Hey, like I need more time," and during that time it was 2020, so we're all kind of like surviving, and me she didn't have the mental capacity to fill that void for me. And this is when I kind of was like I had that aha moment where nobody's going to save you. Like nobody. Like you have to like pick yourself up and save yourself. And I knew well enough that like okay, my mental health was in the toilet. I was really feeling lost. I really didn't know what to do. So I just started with like the basics, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to focus on my health because right now I feel terrible. Like I just feel so terrible. I do feel bliss because I have my kids, but like me as a person, like I felt really awful and I felt terrible. And when I became a mom, I was like, it gave me that courage. Like I need to be better. I need to be better, and there has to be more for me and for my kids. Like that was that thing, and I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone where women are out there and they're just in that survival mode and they're just doing the motions of taking care of their kids, but they're not filling their cup. And you can feel alone and you can feel very out of line when you're in this season of your life because it's if you're not in the right direction. When you're not in the right direction, you're going to feel this sense of like loss and no purpose and things like that. So when I leaned into my health and I was like, I'm just gonna focus on my health, sleeping better, doing some exercise, just doing all the things that could possibly make my health better. This is when I kind of rolled into like entrepreneurship, and I really wasn't even thinking this at all, entrepreneurship or anything like that. And through entrepreneurship is where I have actually like found myself. I found my voice. It's still a work in progress. Like even like from day one, you're kind of like, oh, okay, like you're supposed to do this and this and this, and you work on personal development. And I there was even a season where I even got lost in personal development because it just felt so good to like keep working on yourself um that I still had to do other things, but at that time it was okay because that's just where I was at. I hope this is making sense. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but yeah, like through entrepreneurship is where um is where I really kind of like woke up and had that like drive that there is more and there's more out there. And I know I'm not like the only woman out there that feels this way. Like, you know, I was we're not meant to just be checking something off in our life and doing the thing, like, you know what I mean? We're meant for more. We are all here for a greater purpose, and this is why I love entrepreneurship because it is looking at yourself with a lens that, a lot of people don't have the courage to do it, and when you do, you actually get to see who you are and who you're meant to here to serve and help because at the time like I didn't even know like what was my brand or who am I, but your brand is like a person of like who you really are. And at the time I was like so lost. I didn't really know. I was just like, okay, well, I'm a mom. I'm going to post about mom things and this and that, but there's so much more like when you're so lost and you finally find out like who you are meant to be here to serve, it's so good. Like that's where you realize like you get that clarity, you start embodying this like deeper purpose of like there's something more, there's something greater here. And you know, I'm still working on it and I feel like there's still like I'm just scratching the surface of opening and peeling this onion back, but I know, like, you are like, it's so cliche, like, you know, they say you are your brand, and it's so true, and through there, it's somebody that who used to be you, and, but, like, what would you tell your older self or your younger self, I mean? Um, yeah. Like, what would your younger self need to hear? And it's just like, life is so short, like, it's so precious, don't waste the time, and, you are meant for more, and I don't even know, I feel like I'm rambling, but, um, yeah, there was just a time in my life where I was so lost, and I really didn't know who I was, and this is like a repeating wave in my life of, like, needing validation from, like, outside source of, like, likes or belonging into something, but you know what? When you finally surrender and you come at peace at that, and you realize, like, you're meant for more, and you're here to serve other women, like I'm here. I know I'm not alone. Like I know women are out there and they're just working their life away and they don't feel fulfilled or they're so tired at the end of the day they have nothing for themselves or their tank and they want to enjoy their kids but they just don't even have like the capacity to do it because they don't have anything else left in them and this is kind of like where I was at. This is where I was at. I was at, like, my ultra low, and I knew I needed to change myself. I needed to change my whole being. That was kinda like that moment where nobody's gonna come and save me, nobody. I have to do this for myself. Um I can't depend on my spouse, like, you shouldn't like, they're there for support and stuff like that, but they can't be that person that's going to get you to the next level or get you out of that thing, like, you have to climb that mountain yourself. You have to build what you're here and meant to do, like, you have to, you just have to do the thing that feels so deep and down inside in you to do it, and I know, like, other women feel the same way as me, I'm not alone, like, I know that they're out there because, um, we're so similar in patterns and things like of human experiences, or we're searching for that deeper connection. And when you can connect with yourself and your soul and your soul's purpose, and you get clear and crystal clear on that connection of that frequency, then you're really going to step into the place of service of like how you can impact this world and how you can make a difference. And this is where I'm at, is meeting and connecting with women that feel the same way I did, so lost and out of alignment and no purpose, and their mental health was in the toilet, like, and there you feel like there's no way out, like you're ready for something different. This is where I really want to strongly encourage you to lean into entrepreneurship, because it is the greatest lens to like look at yourself and like look at what you're truly doing, and and doing that personal growth and self-discovery and development, because when you go inward, that's where you're going to get your answers. When you go inward, you're going to get that inner tuition. That inner tuition is going to start to light up, and it's going to get louder, and it's going to get clearer. Like when I first started, like the way I spoke to myself, like I wouldn't want to be my friend. Like I wouldn't, like the negativity, the feeling of not good enough, like the like what's wrong with you, like all those thoughts were in my head, and then really they didn't serve me at all. They just kept me like small, you know? And so when you start to, sorry, I'm getting over a cold, but when you start to like expand your mind and go deeper and realize that you're not alone, like people are having similar conversations with themselves. People are not talking to themselves nicely. You should talk to yourself like you would talk to like your best friend or even a stranger, because sometimes like we will talk to somebody that we don't know with more respect and more niceness than the ones that we love, because the ones we love we feel the most safe at, so that we can be our true self and speak our minds. But we still have to be self-aware, like, you know, your words have power, and the way you speak and the tone really matters. So I don't, so yeah, just if you feel lost in your life and you feel unfulfilled and you feel like you just don't know what you should be doing with yourself and what direction you want to go with your life, um, you know, I strongly encourage you to to reach out and let's connect, let's dive deeper, because you're not alone. Like I was there too, and there's so much more to life, and we're here, we're role modeling for our kids and the next generation. And I want to I want to spread kindness and goodness and and to make it so that people are happy and fulfilled and like proud of what they're doing, because it means something so much more. um yeah, anyways, I don't know, I hope you get my message across, because it still feels like it's in me that needs to like come out, and I hope that you can just relate and resonate with me while I'm in my own journey and my own process of just finding clarity of like who it is that I am and why I'm here, you know? And I feel like when we keep asking like why even more and more deeper, we're going to get more answers. And I feel really called lately to be more spiritual and leading into God, and just being me with like no fear of judgment, because I'm okay with myself. I love myself. And I remember when I first started and I had to take like photos of myself in this business, I was like, oh, like, you know, and that just shows me like that was like just a big sign of like how much love I had for me, right? And now it's something different. Like I love taking photos of me and my kids and my family and my wife, just because like, you know, we're here for such a short time. I just want my kids to have like those memories of like what we're creating here and what we're doing, and the high impact that we're going to leave here on this earth, and how we um how we are here to help others and give. And, I love when I see moments where my daughter will show kindness or do something incredible that just blows me away. And I know it's because she sees us doing it. Like, she sees us creating or seeing those magic moments, and then it's going to go deep in their subconscious to do the same. So if you're feeling lost, you're not alone. You're not alone. And if you don't know who you are, it's okay, because we're always evolving, we're always growing, we're always expanding, we're always changing. Like who I was when I was younger to who I was like before mom to after mom, like I'm a different person. And even me and my wife have had many conversations like after motherhood, like, like our relationship has changed. Like we've been together for over 12 years. Like we're different people, and it's like every day I get to learn like who is this amazing person that I'm sitting next to? Who is this amazing person that believes in my dreams? Who is this amazing person that is just loving me for me and willing to do the work to have like that deeper relationship and that better relationship for us, for our kids, for just to like to be happy and fulfilled, because I spent most of my life trying to figure out who I was and alone, and I felt alone for a lot of times, and now I realize like nobody can fill that void besides yourself. So put your blinders on and start loving yourself and working on yourself, and I can promise you things are going to work out. And if you're unsure, the greatest gift you can do is get into entrepreneurship. It is going to be the biggest lens to like show you who you are and who you're going to become, and to be able to serve and help others is the most beautiful gift in the world. To be part of something bigger for the greater good, and finding your purpose. So yeah, if you're feeling lost and you want to dive deeper into who you are and earn while you learn and things like that, I strongly encourage you to step into entrepreneurship. It has been a blessing for me, and I'm so grateful because who I was and who I am now is like completely different. The way I think, the way I see things, the way I'm waking up, the way I'm expanding my mind, the way I am being with my kids, and like focusing on actually being present and being with them, even in my relationship, has made a complete difference in my life and how I feel as a person and how I wake up and everything. So yeah, I'm just so grateful. And I just wanted to share that. I hope it made sense. And I hope you guys have a beautiful, blessed day. And thank you so much for joining me on my journey of my 100-day lives. I know, like, sometimes when I'm talking, um, like sometimes when I come on here, I'm just doing it to like check off the box because I committed to 100-day lives. But what I've noticed is like when I do kind of those things, like it just doesn't really feel good. So like this morning, um, this was just weighing on my heart to speak on something deeper, and I definitely uh I felt like uncomfortable. So I hope that my message comes across for you guys, that it'll activate something inside you guys, and then you start doing that thing that's going to light your life up. You guys have an awesome day, and I really appreciate and love every single one of you. Please smash those hearts. Hit the share button if this resonates with you. Share it with anybody else that if you know that is feeling lost or is looking for a light at the end of their tunnel to do something great with their life. Please share this. And yeah, hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. And I just want to thank you so much for coming along my journey. And I hope you guys have an awesome day. Talk to you soon. Bye.